I'm Hiroshi Amano, Program Coordinator of the WISE program conducted at Nagoya University. First of all, I'd like to thank the President Ono, Tokyo University, under Professor Kaneko, Program Coordinator of AI Electronics, and Professor Akamine, and other organizers for giving me this opportunity. I'd like to explain, or I'd like to say that my presentation is quite different from other speakers. There is no relation with the AI, artificial intelligence, or no machine learning, or no deep learning. Only my presentation is the introduction of our program at WISE program at Nagoya University. The AI collaborative graduate program for accelerating innovation in future electronics. Uh, First, I'd like to explain what is DII. The deployer, the student who try to create value in society, and I, innovator who create products, and the I, investigator who create technical skills. Developing on the premise of collaborating three different types of students resources with different roles. That's the point. Okay. Let me explain why we start this DII program. It's based on my experience. It took 30 years from the LED research to below LED social implementations. So when I presented that it took 30 years at the Silicon Valley, one of the startup advisor at the Silicon Valley, Mr. Shusaku Sumida, he's now the DA advisor. He pointed out to me that investors cannot wait 30 years. So you have to reach the goal within 10 years. That's the point. Well, that's the starting point of this program. So when I was a student, I acted as the investigator, but no deployer or no innovator at Nagoya University. If there was a deployer and innovator close to our research, maybe we could realize the innovation within 10 years. That's the scenario of accelerating innovation. For attending our program, the students are all engineering schools. Now we experienced 3 years and found that this is the 5 years program. AIE is also the 5 years program, and some undergraduate students cannot make their decision whether they can enter the 5 years program or not. So they do not know whether the research is interesting or not because they do not have the experience. So the this curriculum, the capacity is 20, but still it's the total students are insufficient. So we are setting the temporary students. So the students during the master course, they enjoy our curriculum. Then they decide to enter this curriculum. And who are attending our program as the mentors, this is very important. The deployer mentors, the innovator mentors, and the investigator mentors outside the Nagoya University. As many as 29 mentors from private companies or manufacturing companies or consulting companies and the national research institutes, ICE, JAXA, and NIMS have been discussing with our students and faculty members day and night through online. Our faculty members are also attending this DA program. In total, 84 faculty members and 4 persons. Program Director Akira Fujimaki, me, and Professor Tsuka and Professor Kato. In total, 88 faculty members are supporting this program. Our program is independent of the conventional PhD curriculum. So we certify the DIA certified curriculum. And during the 3 years of experience, what is the most serious experience is that all the students are from engineering school. The engineering students had never taken classes on economics and market survey in the conventional curriculum. So when they presented the first startup plan to mentors outside the university, they received a lot of very strict guidance from all the mentors of private companies, like who is the customers? Is market survey done? In the balance calculated? Is the customer needs surveyed? Do you have the seed that the customer needs? Does your product meet customers' needs? Or do you have a business plan roadmap that can achieve your goals? So following these suggestions, we are trying to modify our DIA curriculum and set in the data science. It's a classroom lectures. We put the marketing research and marketing data analysis. And then we found that the mind of students changed a lot. This is the special our DIA curriculum from the first grade to fifth grade. So let me explain several examples of our special curriculum. First one is the Global Mind Workshop and Seminar. The objective is the promotion of early mindset, fostering the global business perspective and the ways of thinking through exchanges with overseas entrepreneurs of the same generation. So the first generation students, they visited National University of Singapore for 1 week. As you know, Singapore is a very special country. The startup is necessary, mandatory. So it's a big chance for the students to discuss such a kind of students. And the second generation, they visited Nanyang Technological University, also Singapore, for 2 weeks and get the very, very strong impression for the startup. So we found that workshop and seminar outside Japan were very, very effective. So we tried to continue this curriculum, but unfortunately, as you know, the third generation students could not go abroad because of the COVID-19. So we changed the curriculum to online workshop at Temple University, Japan campus. So we have to check whether this change is also effective for changing the setting the mindset of the young students. Also, the workshop for human society problem challenge. This is also very important. The objective is to provide an opportunity to recognize and set mindsets on social issues in order to develop human resources who can play an active role in globally across fields. So it's to develop DIA bird's eye view and connoisseurs, it's called mekiki in Japanese. So the lecturers, for example, the former vice president of Google's, the president of Robo Garage, and also the president of Todai TLO for NASA, IBM, NanoEgg, U.S. Consulate, and the TV Tokyo commentators. This is very important. It's not only for the lecture, but also the judging the students' startup plan. So the students could discuss with these world's leading peoples. The practical training in product development for 1 year. This is also very important. And the reason why we set this curriculum is the president of Toyota Central Research and Development Laboratories, Dr. Kikuchi, said that the new employees, uh, unfortunately, the person who graduated doctoral course could not develop a simple robot. For yeah, the task is to develop a robot in 1,500 yens. Unfortunately, the person who graduated the doctoral course in Kyoto University, Nagoya University, and the University of Tokyo could not develop the robot. Only the person who graduated junior college could do that. So we thought we have to give experience of production experience that various technology are involved in manufacturing and cultivate the need for team collaboration in future program implementation, and the ability to see through the products is very, very important. So we set up to now 5 programs, and among these, I'd like to explain several of the subjects. The first one is the fabrication of gallium nitride transistor. The gallium nitride is famous in Nagoya University, so it can be used for power conversion and application to inverter circuits. So the step is a simulation, mask design, processing, device fabrication, and circuit fabrication. First is the MOS-FET simulation and mask pattern by CAD. And the students do not have the experience of doing work at clean room. So in this curriculum, they can use the clean room. And finally, they fabricated the DC-AC inverters. So from the students, in some cases, unexpected process trouble occurred, but by trying to find for the cause, better process could be built. I was able to learn a consistent process from mask design to MOS-FET fabrication to design circuits and processes. And another example is the manufacturing and the control training of flying robots by digital manufacturing, the airframe design, manufacture of main parts, and the airframe assembly. This is the 3D CAD design and the 3D printer manufacturing and the final experiments. Through consistent experience of control technology, structure design, and trial production, I was able to realize the importance of optimizing the nose and wing structure, this structure. Okay, so students can enjoy this kind of experience. The qualifying examination, we set the qualifying examination from the second year to third year. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 problem, the QE1 was postponed to June, so it's a very hard task for the students. Yeah, this curriculum was very, very active. So I'd like to explain in detail the Play DIA collaborative project. The objective is the DIA collaborative project is a curriculum for the 4th year in which each DIA student forms a team and works from each perspective while cooperating on the issues for 1 year. As a preliminary step in the Play-DIA, each student will be judged to proceed to the DIA collaborative project. So the judgment was done by many, many mentors. At each team, the students make a team by 3 or more students, and 2 or 3 mentors judged their plans. And the examination criteria is the customer needs surveyed? Does the product meet your needs? Do you know the seeds you need? And do you have the business plan roadmap that can achieve your goals? So how they were mentored is like that. The Play-DIA collaboration implementation schedule is as follows. It is done by the Zoom. This is the example of the products. They fabricated this laser goggle by 3D printers. Okay. And the most important thing is the discussion after the examination at the breakout room. How the mentors discuss with the students in this Play-DIA collaborative project, we set the regular Zoom meeting. So students will ask the mentors for a meeting at Zoom. Students write their appointment on the shared calendar before the meeting, like this. So members and faculty members of other teams can peek at the meeting and comment. So according to students, they supported me from a different point of view, so I didn't have to worry about anything. And I felt like I could good at it. And for daily casual communication, the students use the Slack. Students, mentors, and faculty members communicate daily using Slack. Students can feel free to contact us in various situations, such as consultations and trivial reports. So I saw a question from mentors on the other team channels and wondered if my project had the same problem or not. In addition, I can interact directly with the mentors, so feedback is very, very quick. And it's easy to get my opinion because I can call the mentors who responded to the whole problem with Slack to our team's channel. Also, I can easily talk about right content at the chat intervals. So this kind of interaction with the mentors are very, very important to improve the performance of the students. So now there are a lot of awards the students get from the business plan contest. So I would like to emphasize that the mentoring by company people is very, very important. So there are many, many awards received by the business plan contest. This is the example. He developed a new Google, laser Google. He developed online yoga systems. Hoshino-kun, he is very, very active, and he developed a communication tools for patients with serious disease. So he contacted with the other WISE program, the Cyborg program at Nagoya University. It's a medical department program. And Samadakun also developed a dental home during the COVID-19 program, online dentistry at home program. What we learned from this activity is about the matching the views of students, mentors, and faculty members are quite different. We found that. And the diversity of team is very, very important. At present, DII students are limited to engineering students. We have to enlarge the diversity. And the marketing knowledge is very, very necessary. So according to the mentors, the students have sufficient knowledge of technology and lack of knowledge and experience of marketing. So we have to change our system. We are setting the long-term internship 6 months, but as you may know, it's a very serious. So we couldn't do that. So we have to change the curriculum. We prepared the e-portfolio, accumulation of learning outcomes and the visualization of skills. There's not only the student, but also the mentors can check this e-portfolio. The objective is looking back on students' own growth. Teachers and mentors share advice materials and quality assurance of education. For example, the first year acquisition foresight, insight, and technology development capability, and the second year creativity, originality, planning, or something like that. The problem of the students are some students need counseling. Okay. It's a busy schedule, so there are some students say that I'm worried that it is uncertain when lectures that have been postponed due to the influence of COVID-19 will be held. So there is a consultant, he or she explained that we will respond as soon as possible so that it can be held online. Well, in DII, I'm wondering which way to go. Innovation, invention or innovation or deployer. In a long term, I'd like to go to an overseas research institution to advance my doctoral research. But if I want to be an innovator, do I still have to go to a company? Yeah, I have to say that we set the DIF first, but it's not so strict. It's not so easy to easily divide deployer, innovator, investigator. So we also have to be flexible. And the value of an internship is in your career path. So if you can find it and explain it, you can be an innovator or investigator. So this system is very, very flexible. And the most important or very serious problem for the student is the English. The IELTS score does not meet the QE1 requirements. The students can write and read in English, but the speaking activity or speaking experience is not so good. So the IELTS is not so easy for the student. You should never have the disadvantage in view of corona situation and mental anxiety it corresponds to. Okay, I'm not sure whether the Tohoku University students are very good at speaking and listening English, but the Nagoya University students are not familiar with speaking or listening English. But There are good response from the students. According to them, the overseas internship was very, very exciting. I had a lot of opportunities to speak English, and the speaking barrier was lowered. So it's great to get financial support, and the classes are available to have a broad perspective. And it's nice to be able to work hard and with motivated students. Yeah, there is good interaction with other department. Okay, so I'm looking forward to a long-term internship in the 30 years. Unfortunately, it is difficult at present. I want to acquire my own strengths and jump out into the world. So finally, I would like to discuss with the program coordinator or the other the faculty members at AI electronics program. Who should pay for this curriculum? Our DA program, for example, outstanding student incentive support, research assistant expensive doctoral program, master's program support, the short-term overseas training, long-term internship, and the DIY collaborative project. In total, we have to prepare or we have to pay 242 million yen per year. The who should bear it? At present, it's supported by the Ministry of Education, so it's a tax from the Japanese people. And if the students support industry for the research, and if the industry can pay as a salary, maybe in future the students can pay tax in future. So this kind of circulation is very, very important to establish a sustainable curriculum system like AI electronics and DI. But I'd like to ask, how about the funding in future? You may know that the funding from the Ministry of Education is decreasing. So that's all for today's my presentation. Thank you for your kind attention.